Hello and welcome back to Steve's Monumental Adventure, and we are continuing our northwest trip, and we are at the moment in the Wirral, and we're going to take a look at the sort of seaside resort of New Brighton, which is on the top end of the Wirral. Now this place holds a few little hidden secrets, so let's go and take a look. Next destination now, we're leaving the lighthouse and the beach behind, and we're heading, well, not much of a beach, and we're heading to a place, it's actually called, let me just look here, Fort Perch Rock at New Brighton, okay? Fort Perch Rock, okay? 30 minutes away, let's hit the road. Ask how I find my locations. Well, what I do is I scout the route out first, and then pick these locations, and I just write them down on a sheet of paper. So I literally forget exactly, because there's that many, of what exactly is there, which is quite funny. So when I go in there, it will remind me of exactly, well, hopefully it'll remind me of what I'm actually there for. Anyway, this says Perch Rock in New Brighton, so who knows what that is. Well, welcome to New Brighton, and that is the fort that's over there. Can you see it? Hopefully we'll find a nice launch point for the drone. We'll see how we get on, eh? Welcome to the Wirral's version of Brighton. So instead of calling it something totally different and creating a bit of a seaside resort, they actually go and call it New Brighton. Hey, the nerve of them, eh? But you can see this place is hustling, bustling. There's parking all on the front here. And over there is the fort, which we're going to take a look at, and the lighthouse as well. So it's got quite a bit. Over there is an area basically where all shops, restaurants are and things like that. So it's actually quite a nice place, and absolutely an epic view of Liverpool on the far side as well. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. The thing is, I'm not really used to the seaside. Because obviously when I film mine, like the North Wales trip, it was completely empty, and now we're in the middle of summer. You know, there's all sorts going on there, a bit of magnet fishing, a bit of this, bit of crabbing, all that traditional seaside stuff that you'd expect. Seagulls, and yet there's a view of the docks over the other side of the Mersey, and yet we are still in the Wirral. That's quite unbelievable, really, isn't it? That we're actually in the Wirral, but nobody wants to travel miles to the seaside, do they? Nobody does. Anyway, so this has been completely repurposed here, and it's busy, very busy. Lots going on, so that's a positive thing. So we're walking towards this fort now. It's a little bit on the windy side, so I don't know what we're going to be doing about the drone, but on the fort it says cafe, so I'm assuming it's open somehow. We'll have a look. So there's the little beach there, and the Liverpool skyline over there. You can see the Radio City Tower over there, just across the Mersey, and just think we'll be heading up there tomorrow. Just look at the buildings around here. It has got a Brighton feel about it, hasn't it? And I mean, look at that building there. I mean, that would have been a cinema, surely. But God, it's certainly different. In 1830, a Liverpool merchant purchased 170 acres of land at Rock Point with a view to creating a residential area for the gentry. But it turned out slightly different, and he wanted to create a kind of town very similar to Brighton, and the development progressed, and this new exciting new resort known as New Brighton expanded with lots of new houses that eventually were turned into hotels. Soon enough, in 1867, a new promenade was built, the beach, and this little resort became a hustling, bustling place for people in the northwest to come and enjoy a weekend or even a week away. New Brighton today is as popular as it's ever been, with lots of new facilities, new leisure, new retail opportunities, and a great beach. And the thing is about the beach, it pulls in the people, and today it's as busy as ever. One thing about having a holiday resort is you need to build something that's iconic, and Blackpool Tower is a great example of that. But did you know that New Brighton had its own tower, which was opened in 1898, and New Brighton Tower was 173 metres. Now you think about that, Blackpool Tower is only 158 metres, but 19 years later the building was derelict and the whole tower was dismantled by 1921. The Grand Ballroom, or known as the Tower Ballroom, lived on for a few years later, and incidentally the Beatles played at this venue, at this very town ballroom, 27 times. That's pretty epic. It's called Fort Perch Rock. Okay, Fort Perch. It looks like it's built of that same red sandstone that we've been seeing everywhere. And as far as I can see, there's a bit of a cafe there and what have you. So I think the best thing to do is go down and then head over to the bottom there and see if we can get around the front of it. It is a little bit on the windy side, I'm going to say that much. Okay, and we've got a beach here which is basically slabs. Maybe I'll go down into this corner and see what we can do. So there we go. This area is known as Perch Rock, or it's known as Perch Fort Rock Battery, which was built between 1825 and 1829, and this super fortress was built to protect the busy port of Liverpool, which by then were top importers. It was originally going to be a lighthouse, but they decided to build a separate one. The battery had a overall square metre of 4,000, and the walls were up to 32 feet thick. You can imagine this was built from the local Wirral sandstone. The battery had 18 guns and 16 were 32-pound guns. Its nickname was Little Gibraltar, and now it's used for various different commercial ventures such as escape rooms and a cafe, and a lot of other little businesses have been in there. It looks quite derelict from above, but it's one of the most important structures in the Wirral for defending the Mersey against invaders. The fort and the lighthouse sit right next to the beach, overshadowing it, and there's also a small marine lake too. There has been a light at this location since 1683, when the first primitive beacon was installed, but the present lighthouse was built in 1827 and it was first lit in 1830. This beautiful lighthouse is built of granite and is 94 feet tall, and it features a red lantern. Now it still works using LED, and it's such an iconic landmark of New Brighton. I hope you're enjoying the latest episode of Steve's Monumental Adventure. If you are, then why not click the like and subscribe button, and then I can let you know when we've got new videos out. Give it a go, it really helps the channel. Well guys, we saw it, didn't we? We had a look at the fort. Well, from above it looked like a glorious sort of rubbish tip, and we've had a look at the beach, and we've had a look at the lighthouse out there. I tell you what, the weather today, it is a little bit on the windy side, but the Mavic Mini Pro 3 is absolutely handles the wind like a trooper. It's a lovely sunny day today, and we are gonna head off now back to the van, which I can see over there, and on to our next destination. And you are watching our I forgot who we were. Steve's Monumental Adventures. It is the Northwest special, and we're on the Wirral.